Hey guys, welcome to Trumpet Tip Tuesday. Today I have Aaron Romm with me. We are currently at Chimbo at Trumpet Festival with Jose Schaefer, who's hosting, and your parents are here too, and we're having a really great time. So today we're going to talk about trumpet tools. Not trumpet tools, but but stuff we use to make our trumpet playing better. And there's so many trumpet tools out there in the market, right?
Right.
And so today we're going to talk about the Buzzard and the P.E.T.E. And they're made by Warburg. Yep. And everybody knows the P.E.T.E. But we're going to talk about how to use them. And so Aaron, take it away.
Sure. Well, the Buzzard, of course, it looks very interesting here, and throw the mouthpiece in there. The main purpose of the Buzzard is resistance, right? And the idea is when we buzz on the mouthpiece, it's a very different resistance than what you get on the trumpet. Hence a lot of the heated discussions that we find on trumpet forums and things like that, and whether we should or shouldn't be buzzing, right? But what this does is give you a much closer comparison of the resistance on the mouthpiece as you get on the trumpet, right? So in this case, without the resistance of the trumpet or the P.E.T.E., or sorry, the Buzzard, our lips can generally do this when they buzz, right? What the Buzzard does is bring them back to where we keep them for trumpet playing, right? So generally keeping it consistent all the way around, right? So yeah, it's going to sound different. Sounds like a mouthpiece. But it's also a very different feel. And of course you can't see that through the video, but we'll just have to take my word for it. So this is a very useful practice tool when you don't have a trumpet nearby all the time and you don't want to spend extended times playing just the mouthpiece alone or just the P.E.T.E. alone, but to make sure you are getting a full range both below and above where you normally play on the Buzzard.
Can I see it?
Of course.
So this is it right here. It's not going to focus, but it's like the size of your thumb. And you said in a master class earlier this week, it's probably not best to use this while driving.
Right. That's a humorous diversion there, but either way, with any of these products that you have attached to your face, let's say you're driving, buzzing, slam! You hit the brakes, whiplash, this goes through your teeth. You don't want to be having any contact while driving.
Unless you're stuck in traffic, then
you're stuck in traffic.
okay.
Just make sure that you are in park or stopped completely. Disclaimer. Okay. Yes. So there's the Buzzard. Now the other tool that is very more famous is the focus.
It's not on our focus. It's on our face.
Okay.
Our face are most important.
Okay. So, and just like, again, this is a tool for practice, right? And the right tool for the job will help you build great things. I don't know what the saying is, but this, just like any weightlifting plan, it's very easily compared to weightlifting for your face. Just like any weightlifting plan, if it's not really tailored the right way or tailored for you, it can not have the desired results, right? So what I've found with the P.E.T.E. is when I use it as intended, it is really great for boosting endurance, right? The muscles of the face that, frankly, take a beating when we're playing all day. We trumpet players, we're kind of addicted to it, which is great. So what I have found with the P.E.T.E. is I have to focus very strongly on the muscles of the outside here. When I focus too much on the inside grab, we get that thing, right? And it's very easy to do that if we're not focusing. So just like in weightlifting, you have to concentrate. It's like Arnold said it before. It's a terrible Arnold impression. We'll go with it anyway.
Ha 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 ha. Quiet.
So, and my apologies to any Austrians watching this. With the P.E.T.E, making sure that you are still focusing in a way that is complementary to the way that you play. Meaning, if you don't play like this, don't use the P like that.
Yeah.
Right. So, in the same way that a sprinter isn't going to be training legs, lifting weights in the same way a marathon runner would, right? We want to match that with the P.E.T.E. Okay. So what is generally recommended is anywhere between 15 and 30 seconds per day for both exercises. One, the tug of war, and the other one, the compression. So again, avoiding squeezing in the middles, but having enough contact and enough muscle activation to keep it within where your embouchure naturally is.
And this is using the smaller end.
Yes, the smaller end. Both sides in front of the teeth, of course. It's very easy to go, right? But it has to be in front of the teeth.
And would you say that, like you said, you don't want to focus this way, but building the corners, but would you say there's a balance, like try to keep it even all the way around, right?
Yes,
okay.
Even all the way around. Again, everything in balance, right? If you only practice articulation, you're going to get really good at that, and your slurs and everything else is going to go by the wayside. Same idea there. So as much balance as possible.
Yeah, and I like the analogy of using weightlifting because it's like some people that only train biceps and they don't train legs.
You get the bro thing.
Yeah.
You
got this going on, and you got those chicken legs.
Exactly.
You gotta do your squats.
That's the reason I don't wear shorts. Right.
Oh, yeah. Also,
you cut that out too, right?
Yeah, I can cut that out. So the other exercise is the tug of war, and I haven't really heard of this one as much. So can you explain that one?
Sure. So again, just like the other one, you're placing the flat end in front of the teeth, right, and gently pulling, but resisting. And you don't need really very much outward pull to keep this from flying out of your face, right? Or sorry, you need a lot more resistance to keep it from flying out of your face and flying across the room. More importantly, that you are focusing the embouchure with your teeth, and you are matching your actual embouchure. Sometimes we can do things that are different. That was not my embouchure. Oh, okay. Let me visualize in my mind my embouchure, then do the exercise, because that's training the same muscles that you use when you're using the P.E.T.E. Okay, and I'm sure that there are different ideas and opinions on how to do this too. But this is what I found to be the most helpful with this device, because with the wrong training, you can find different results. I don't know if they're necessarily going to be bad per se, but different and maybe not what you were looking for. Okay, it's like, well, I got this gym membership, but I haven't seen any results. Well, have you gone?
And what have you done at the gym?
Right. So really, I think the really important point is to consider what it is you want to accomplish. Yes, endurance. And with that, really focusing on that part, keeping it consistent, and not just going through a mindless routine, right? Yeah, you can sit here for 30 seconds. Right. But if we're not actually focusing on this, just like the way we should be practicing, then you're not going to get the results you're looking for.
Great. Yeah, and just like with any tool, this is supplementary, and if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. With all these tools, it's just how you use it and personal preference. We're not saying this is going to make you like you need all the stamina in the world, because it's not, right? It's just something to help, and if it works, it works. Great. So this isn't sponsored. This episode isn't sponsored by Warburton, but Aaron is a Warburton artist, and he's playing his new horn.
The 336.
I'll put like a little thing. But yeah, if people want to get in contact with you to learn more, what's your website? People can reach you at.
www.aaronromm.com. That's AARONROMM.com.
Cool. And what about Instagram or social media?
I am on Instagram as arom24, Facebook as well, Aaron Romm. Don't actually have a musician site on Facebook yet. They can know me as a person.
Yeah, and you are based out of Florida.
Sarasota, Florida. Right. I'm a trumpet instructor at State College of Florida, and I teach privately in that area and play freelance around that area as well when I'm not with the trio or when I don't get the opportunity to go to Spain. You can't tell, but this is in Spain.
We are in Spain. If we open the window,
You'll hear Spanish.
all right. So thanks, Aaron,
Thank you very
for
much.
doing this. See you guys next week on Trumpet Tip Tuesday.